What's up YouTube, VunterSlaushMG here, and this is a little series I'm going to be doing here about a new archetype that I'm very excited about. It's coming out in the next structure deck. It's Atlanteans. There hasn't been a really good water archetype since Ice Barrier, but even then, Ice Barriers themselves were never really played. And even before then, off the top of my head, I can't remember when a water deck, aside from the Fishborg Blaster OTK thing, was around, that a deck was so fun and so powerful to play. So the archetype basically revolves around this guy, the Atlantean Dragon Poseidra. His effect is you can tribute 3 level 3 or lower water monsters you control to special summon it from your hand or graveyard. And if it's special summoned by that effect, return all spell and trap cards on the field to your hand, or to the hand. And if you return 3 or more cards, both you and your opponents, all face-up monsters your opponent controls at that time lose 300 attack for each card returned. So if that part of that effect goes off, your opponent's monsters lose 900 attack. Maybe even more. And this guy has 28 attack. That's pretty big. So in this video, I'm just going to go over the Atlantean monsters themselves. I've already gone over Poseidra, so let's go over the smaller guys. This is Atlantean Armed Soldier. On Dueling Network right now, he's referred to as Atlantean Armsman. And he's like the Karakuri, the woman one, the level 3 one. When this card is face up on the field, once per turn during your main phase, you can normal summon a level 4 or lower Sea Serpent type monster in addition to your normal summoner set. So you can summon another one of him and exceed into a rank 2. You can bring out all sorts of things. Set up an attack. You can do all sorts of things. Atlantean Marksman. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Sea Serpent Atlantean, except another copy of himself from your deck. So you could bring out him, but he has no attack. My favorite combo to do when you do damage with this guy is to bring out Atlantean Attack Squad. This is the only one, I believe, that is out right now. It just came out in Return of the Duelist. But roll another face-up fish, sea serpent, or aqua type monster other than this card. So if you summon it with Marksman, it goes up to 22. And depending on how much damage you did with him, 14 and 22 is 36. Now last time I checked, that was quite a bit of damage. And then the third, well, I guess 3 of 4 of the Atlanteans is Atlantean Dragon Riders. This guy helps exacerbate Marksman's problem, or not a problem, but his abilities, by when this is on the field, level 3 and lower Sea Serpent type monsters you control can attack your opponent directly. So you summon this guy. He's pretty big on his own. 1800. Sit on him for a turn. Bring out Marksman next turn. Attack him directly with Marksman. Bring out Attack Squad. Attack directly for your 36. And you have an 1800 guy just sitting there. But that's not even the best thing that these Atlanteans can do. Now, there is a reason why Bryanak got banned in the September ban list. All of these 3 monsters do something different if they are sent to the graveyard for the activation of a water monster's effect. For example, Armsman. When this card is sent to the graveyard for the activation of a water monster's effect, target one face-up card your opponent controls. Destroy it. Now, whereas Dark Worlds have to be discarded by the effect, not the cost, the Atlanteans work when they are the cost. So let's say Brynak's not banned. You summon Brynak, and you use his effect once, discarding Armsman. You discard Armsman, and the card you target with Brynak goes back to the hand. Armsman's effect then goes off, or is added to the chain, or starts a new chain in this case, and targets one card, one face-up card, and destroys it. That's like an insane play. That's why Brynak got banned. Can you imagine if you opened up with 2 of him and 2 of him in here? Because what he does is the opposite. He destroys set cards when he's sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect. So with these 2, you can basically clear out your opponent's field without these guys ever having to be summoned. Effect Veiler, what does that do? Because even if you used Brynak and you discarded one of them to activate Brynak's effect, they discard Veiler to stop Brynak, this guy's effect still happens. And you still get to blow something up. Same with him. Now the third one, he's like Snow from the Dark World archetype. He's pretty big on attack, level 4, and when he gets sent to the graveyard, you can add a Sea Serpent type monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of him. So you dump him, you gain more of these, you dump them. That is why Brynak got banned. Can you imagine just dumping this to bounce something, and then depending on whether they have more monsters or back row, you grab one of these guys and do it again? I mean, Brynak would have been so broken if they wouldn't have banned him. Not to mention, with this big beater guy, Psydra, tributing them to special summon it is sending them to the graveyard to activate his effect, because it says effect, so it's not a summoning condition. So let's say you have an armed soldier, an armsman, a marksman, and a dragon rider on the field. You tribute the 3 of them to bring out Poseidra. You get to blow up a face-up card on your opponent's side of the field. You get to blow up a set card on your opponent's side of the field, which there shouldn't be any because of him unless they're monsters. And you get to search some sort of sea serpent. And then, you know, you have a 2800 beater on the field with no back row, and depending on how much back row, weak monsters, destroyed monsters, and a big old dragon thing that you have to deal with. That is why I love this deck. It's gonna be huge. People wanted to ban things. I saw plenty of people saying that they should limit, but it's like, why? Why would you do that? But anyway, that's about all for the video. In the next video, I'll be going over some non-Atlantean cards that you can use to abuse these guys' effects. So, comment, rate, subscribe. This is VunterSlaushMG.